I just want to take a second and say thank you. I am truly grateful for the time you spend here with me and for the energy you put into this space. This journey of growth and truth isn't something I do alone. We are doing this together. And honestly, I couldn't do it without you. If you find value in what we're building here, please hit the subscribe button. It's a small thing that makes a massive difference in helping us reach more people who are seeking the same path. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm learning that listening doesn't always happen in my ears. For a long time, I thought that hearing the truth was a quiet, peaceful thing. But the reality is a lot noisier. I see the tasks I need to follow, and immediately my body starts to talk. I feel that knot in my stomach. I feel the tension in my chest. I feel that sudden urge to find any distraction, anything to keep me from doing. My ego is a master of turning that physical discomfort into a reason to stay stuck. It tells me that the anxiety is a warning to stop, when really, it's a signal that I'm finally close to the growth I've been asking for. We all live in this tug of war. We all have those moments where we know exactly what we need to do, but the resistance feels like a physical wall. We've been taught to view that discomfort as a sign of failure or a sign to turn back. But we have to change that narrative. We have to start seeing the physical friction as the compass. When you feel that internal noise getting louder, it isn't a sign that you are lost. It's a sign that your true self is trying to break through, and it's trying to break through the ego's protection. Education isn't just about learning new facts. It's about learning to read the language of your own body and your own visions. It's about understanding that the doing is the only thing that eventually quiets that noise. You're watching This Tree in Me. I am Corey J. Riggs, and today we are breaking down vision versus resistance, learning to move when the mind hesitates. The visions that you have of a better life or a truer life or the path you want to take, those are the messages. Those are the guided messages, right? You also may hear or get a sense of your truest self, the universe, God, however you want to phrase that, speaking to you, right? It could come from one, it could come from all. And they could come with visions, they could not come with visions. Depends on your place and time and things of that nature. You know, when I'm meditating, I have a little bit of both. But those are the guided messages. Those are the things that you can tell the difference between that and an ego that is trying to keep you from following those, that is trying to keep you in a state of anger or anxiety or discomfort, to where you have a different feeling in your body about it. It's not just the noises you hear or the sounds that you hear or the conversation that's going on. It's a feeling that you get within your body. Listening just doesn't happen with the ears. Listening isn't just an audio thing or a voice in your head that you're hearing the conversation and maybe participating in that conversation. But your heart sees the path. And the ego hates progress. It absolutely hates your progress and your growth. It understands the fear and the pain that it's had from the past, whether it was handed to them by others, whether it created it on its own, right? Self-created. But the ego knows the pain and the hurt from your past. So it tries to keep you from doing new, different things because, hey, you've tried to love in the past and look where it got you. You've tried to take this step in this growth and take your own journey. Look what possibly happened. Things of that nature, right? Hey, remember when this happened? The ego keeps you stuck in all that. Listening happens in the body. it comes through a discomfort, an ache, a heavy heart. There's all different kinds of ways you can feel it. But resistance is not a mistake. Resistance that you're feeling from whatever path you're trying to take and grow down is not a mistake. That is your body telling you, that's where you need to go. The ego, when it's talking all these stories and stuff, you have none of that anxiety. You have none of that fear. It's your common language within your body, within your mind, of stories of the past, stories of the future, stories of anything but right here, right now. And that's where it tries to keep you, there or back here, right? Looking forward or looking back. So those feel comfortable. Now, there may be anger with it. There may be storytelling with it, right? There may be disgust. There may be envy. There may be those kinds of feelings or those kinds of characteristics to the story, if you will. But I know we've all felt that in our body when we're thinking about doing something different. We're going to ask for a raise. We're going to apply for a new job or go to the interview. We're going to start a podcast. We're going to start writing. We're going to go to an open mic night. We're going to go pick yours, start a new business. We're going to go tell this person that we like them. Whatever that is. And you get that, that anxious, heavy, oh my gosh, the shakes almost inside, right? Some of it does become physical. Just depends on you. We're all different in that aspect. I've had those physical shakes about different things. I've had an experience in my life that I had imposter syndrome is what they call it. I had no idea what to phrase it as. And I might tell the story here in just a little bit, but I understand that deep, dark fear of things that come from inside. But all that is telling you that's your true self. That is God. That is the universe telling you. That's what you need to be doing right now. That's where you should be going. The more resistance you feel in your body to do something, that's probably the path that you should be taking. That's probably where you should be looking to go. I feel a lot of the tension in my chest. My stomach knots when I see the truth in things. My parts that we've talked about in previous podcasts, right? The different versions of me that are built within my ecosystem of different phases of my life. They all reside for me, for the most part, in my belly. I get deep knots. Like I get churny belly and so in the past, what I'd go eat, right? I would go fill that hole, if you will. The heavy chest comes, it's coming more now, but the heavy chest comes when it's more deep rooted, something in my heart that I'm afraid to do because of judgment, right? Like doing this or writing or anything artistic and creative, following my path of who I really want to show the world that I am. That's when it comes through my chest and my heavy heart and things like that, when the self-love gets tested. When I'm scared or anxious or there's a situation I just don't want to deal with, that's when it comes in my gut. We're all different. People have shared with me that they feel it in their hands. They feel it different places. And I'm sure I have as well in different places. But the two main ones for me are there. And I had to fight through my own excuses. I had to fight through those pains, those fears, that anxiety, and just step into it. And it starts with little things, right? The big ones, sometimes you just have to say, hey, I'm not ready for that one. I get it. But if you can start facing the little fears, the little things that give you that anxiety, the stepping out to say, hey, you want to go hang out? You want to go get some coffee? Something of that nature, right? That may be a massive one for some people, right? Or just going and talking to your superiors at work and saying, hey, You know what? I feel I've done enough to get a bump this year, whatever it is, right? Start with the smaller ones. Maybe it's just something for yourself. Maybe it's just getting out a little bit more, going out. It can be anything. You've got to find your steps to take to grow into the big ones. To step into the big ones right away is almost impossible. It's very, very difficult, right? Just think of it as you're training to run a marathon. And let's say you haven't trained in 10 years. You haven't ran, you haven't lifted weights, you're not unhealthy, but you're not physically fit to be a marathon runner. And you just go out and run the Boston Marathon. Probably not going to be very successful. But if you start small and start with, hey, I'm going to start moving, I'm going to start running, I'm going to go half a mile to a mile, whatever your increments are, right? Just think of it that way. You can put it into a lot of different contexts. But for me, I had to fight through the excuses and that the ego tells me to not go do things. Just like now, if you've, watched past episodes, you probably see that I'm sitting in a little different place in a different chair, that I have sat in different places. This chair exactly, it used to be upstairs in my office. I rearranged my whole house. I rearranged again because I needed, one, to have different options to sit and do different things. I wanted my office to be a little bit more open and accessible to the creative, where I want to write and how I want to do my work. So, and I've been fighting this for a little while now. And yesterday I just woke up and said, no, man, this needs action. I just need to get up and do. So after I did my morning stuff, I just got up and did. And I feel very good about it. It's little things like that. It's just stepping up and doing it. Because then the rest of the day became much more productive. The rest of the day just kind of fell into certain things. I started just taking another step. Because once you step into that fear, or once you step through that anxiety, once you step through the ego's noise, it's a lot easier to keep stepping through it. Right? And it's building small. And that's another thing I have to learn very heavily is as much as I've been doing this for a decent amount of time, I'm an infant in all of this. I'm an infant in my spirituality and the growth process and learning who I am, learning the parts of me, learning how my ego works in the different versions and parts of me. I'm still learning how to listen to all this. I'm still learning how to speak to them and sit with them. I'm still learning how to love myself. So you can't rush the process, but you can't avoid it. So you take the little steps, right? You'll always hear me say this one: go make your bed. Wake up, make your bed. First thing, start with that little step. Whatever your little steps are, find them and start stepping through them. So when you start being stagnant in life, when you sit too long, let's say you want to start getting up at 5 a.m. That's where I'm at right now. It started at like 7, 6:30. I just had to keep marching it back. So anyhow, the point of this is when that alarm goes off, I don't have snooze anymore. And if I lay there, what kicks in? The ego gets loud because I'm stagnant. I'm not moving. I'm not doing. Doesn't mean I have to get up and just rush through everything and conquer the day, from 5 to 6 a.m. But I have to get up and I have to start moving. I have to start getting my coffee. I have to start doing my meditation. I have to start doing all the little tasks and all the little things that I do in the morning that get me going for the day, that get me prepared to have a better day. But if I lay in that bed and start just I'm just going to lay here 5-10 minutes and just, relax a little bit before I get up, man, it gets loud. All of a sudden, hey, you got to do this email. All of a sudden, it'll start picking on work. Or if it's a weekend, or if I'm, it's a holiday or whatever. Hey, don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do this. And then it gets you trapped. Some of us pick up our phones right away. That's a hard one. That will that will take you in a rabbit hole you don't want to get in. You can't get out of sometimes. Just get up, go about your business, right? So yesterday I just saw the task and I just moved on it. I just did. Not every day can I do that. There's some days that the ego might win a couple battles here and there. But we all hit a physical wall. We all hit that anxiety and the fear or whatever you want to describe that feeling inside of you is. We all hit that physical wall. We all have the anxiety from the signal of growth, the signal of a path, the signal of doing that we hear, we feel, and we know we must go do it or we should be doing it, right? And this is always the best time of year because you can always talk New Year's resolutions. How many of us have already given up on some of those? I stopped doing New Year's resolutions because I don't want to make promises to myself I can't keep. I just make promises to myself every day. I don't need a special time of year. It's not a bad idea to reflect at the beginning of the year of what you did the previous year, what you want this year to look like. That's not a bad thing. But don't make promises to yourself just because it's the thing to do and everybody's doing it and you think you have to have one. Make that on your own. If you want to do it, great. But keep those promises. Don't break promises to yourself. That's the ego winning. And you can't let the ego win. Because that friction that you have inside, when you have those, I should be doing this more. I should be doing this less. And the friction that you feel inside, the fear, the pain, the anxiety from those things, that's your compass. If you look at something, you say, you know what? I'm going to go do that. And it doesn't feel inside. That's probably the ego. That's probably your voice saying, yeah, go do that. That'll make you happy. Go out with your friends and just forget the night, even though you have this to do, or even though you have that to do, even though you should be working on this that you told yourself you would do. That's probably the ego telling you. That's probably the ego's stories in your head and you don't even know it. When you have that feeling of, you know what, I would love to go out. I would love to go have dinner with y'all. But I told myself that I needed to get this accomplished today and I haven't got quite through it. And I'm going to stay home and finish it. I will get a hold of you when I'm done. And if you guys are still out, maybe I'll come out then. That will cause more friction. That will cause more anxiety. But once you have that conversation and you're honest and impeccable with your word in that, it's a lot easier. And then you don't have to feel the difference in this. Tell yourself that story. And then tell yourself this story. Your friends text or call you and say, hey, we're going out tonight. We want you to go out. And you know that there's something else that needs to be done and takes precedence over that. And it's something that you need to do for yourself. But you say, you know what, guys, I'm not feeling really good tonight, or I've had a long day. I'm kind of tired. And you make up a lie. That's the ego as well. Because then after that task that you're going to do, it's not going to be as good. You're not going to get as much accomplished. You're not going to put your whole heart into it because you lied to get to doing it. Picture those two in your head. Go through those two examples and those two scenarios, or however you want to frame it in different ways. But one where you're being impeccable with your word and standing up and setting boundaries for yourself. And one where you're lying to get out of things so that you can stay home and do the same exact task. And feel if you would do it the same. I've tried it. It's not the same. It just isn't. The ego will find all kinds of ways to manipulate you. And sometimes it manipulates you to make you feel like you're actually doing the task. Hey guys, I can't go to coffee with you today because I need to go to the gym. I haven't gone today. I had to do some work. I have to go to the gym before I do anything else. That's a promise I made to myself. Appreciate it. Maybe we can do this another time or later on. Compared to, man, guys, I feel like crap. Or, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap. you guys having a great time, and then you go to the gym anyway. Gym's not going to feel great. The ego just convinced you that you did the right thing, but you lied. So you lied to yourself. You lied to people. It's a crazy how the ego will find ways to manipulate you and make you think that you're actually doing the right thing and winning when you're truly not. The mind is fuel. It's not a brake. It's a gas pedal. And when that mind starts racing because it wants to take action on something that you're feeling, that you know you need to be doing for yourself, the ego will tell you all kinds of things to pump the brakes on it. You just got to go with that. You've got to put the gas down and you just got to go through it. And sometimes it's not easy, but you have to move despite the noise. It's extremely important. It takes courage, it takes discipline. And the whole fake it till you make it. I know I've said that before. I'll probably say it again. There really is no fake it till you make it. There is no faking courage. If you face something that you just do and you say, hey, I'm just going to fake through this and get through, that's courage. It took courage to do that. There's no fake it till you make it. There's no pretending to be something until you become that something. You're becoming that something by taking those actions. So again, those are just ego's twists on the words to make you say, hey, I'm not really doing this, but I am doing it. If you're doing it, you're doing it. So try to take that out of the equation too. Again, the ego will tell you things to make you think that you are succeeding and winning. It will also tell you things like we just spoke of that make you think you're winning. But in the back of your head, if you're telling yourself, I'm faking it to make it, I'm going to push through this, even though I'm going to pretend to be brave. No, if you did it, you're brave. If you did it, you're courageous. Stepping into fear is stepping into fear. So don't let the ego tell you those stories, because next time it's going to come into your head that, ooh, I can't fake this one. You did it last time. It's not a fake. You did it. Go through that wall. Go through that noise. Don't let the ego tell you all that nonsense. But just get up and do it. You have to stop the cycle of non-doing. You have to stop the procrastination. You have to stop the stories of, I'm not a morning person. I am a procrastinator. I am always late. I don't have good time management. Quit telling yourself these stories. That is the ego distracting you from that friction you're feeling inside to go into that space and do it. That's all it is. Who says you're not a morning person? I said that for years. Decades. It had nothing to do with me being a morning person or not. If the morning's where I need to get up and function so I can be a better person, then I'm going to get up and do it. If the morning is where I get up and start doing my tasks so that way I have more time to focus on making money or doing whatever throughout the day, becoming successful in one fashion or the other, then I'm going to get up in the mornings and do it. If my goals and tasks are better throughout the day because I get up early in the morning, then I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm a morning person. Don't put labels on things. Again, the labels are the ego. They are. You've got to clear the friction in your space. And it's not arguing with it. It's not pushing it aside. It's not telling it to be quiet. It's listening to the body. So this is another part of the laugh method. Listen, allow, follow. We're still in the listening. Listening doesn't just happen in the ears. Listen to your body. Why are we struggling with this? Why are you feeling anxiety to go do X? What's up? Listen to that part of you. You have to listen to lead. You have to follow to lead. You have to allow that part of you the space to speak to you however it needs to speak to you, to get those pains and fears out. Let it breathe. How much better do you feel when you just vent? When you just, right? You could be all alone and just bark it out. But once you get it out, you take a breath, and then you can actually think about it and reflect on it in a much better manner. That's no different than the parts within inside of you. Let them vent. That noise, that ego, you have to listen to all the noise. Doesn't mean you stay stuck in it. You're listening to hear. You're listening to learn. You're listening to allow your parts of you, the scared versions, the scared ecosystems, to lead you to where they need healing. Why that pain is coming up, why that fear is coming up, why that anxiety is coming up. Because remember, little Corey, when he was this age, this happened. He remembers that. He built that protection mechanism that when I feel that, I am whatever. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go sleep. Whatever the vice is, whatever the escape is. Then next time, oh, hey, don't you remember that? That's Rigo when he was a junior in high school. Remember what happened there? He's not going to allow that to happen again. But you got to let them have the space with no judgment. You've got to build that trust with them. Yes, you're building trust with yourself. Until they trust that you're going to start listening to them, because however many years you haven't been, that's the knowledge that your body has. That's the knowledge that the parts of your ecosystem have. They have all the years built up of the knowledge and the proof that, hey, every time we've done this, you went and ate. Every time we went and did this, you went and drank. Every time we went and did this, you got angry and yelled. Whatever it is, you have to build that space again. No judgment. Listen. Let them lead. Let them be the people who take you, the versions of you to take you where you need to know, where you need to heal. And then you can become a part with them and have a conversation with yourself and say, all right, I understand that. I get that is scary, but we're not that person anymore, or whatever the conversation you need to have with it, and let it know we're not doing this anymore. We're okay. We're getting better. Let's go face this. Or, hey, we're not ready to face that yet. How about we go face this other one? And then you build a trust with yourself. You build a belief within yourself and a competence within yourself by listening to your body and the parts within you and feeling that pain with them, and then stepping through them little by little. And the more you trust, the more they divulge. The more you trust, the more they divulge. The more you trust, the more you build that relationship. And the more they'll want to come out and shine and show you who they truly want to be. And then your entire ecosystem starts coming together and working together. But listening in the laugh method just isn't in the ears. It's just not going to a therapist and getting it talked into your ears. It's just not you telling stories to yourself and speaking affirmations and all this kind of stuff. Those are all great things. But you have to start listening to your body. You have to start feeling the pain and listening to why it's hurting, why it's scared, why it's struggling. There's something inside of you. You have to trust your body's messages. It's trying to lead you to where the pain is so you can heal that pain. So the next time you feel that pull, that internal command telling you it's time to move, it's time to start that project or finally change your life, I want you to pay attention to what happens next. And what happens next when that knot forms in your stomach or your chest feels heavy, that noise in your head starts, right? It's trying to talk you out of it. Don't turn away. Turn into it. The physical discomfort is the marker. The ego only gets loud because you are close to growing. So when you hear that calling and your body starts to react, don't wait for that fear to leave. Don't wait for that ache to go away. That's what the ego wants. Check in. Recognize the signal for what it is. And then get up and do it. Whatever it is, just get up and do it. Your body is a measurement. If the path feels too comfortable, you aren't being stretched. But when you feel that friction, that is the message. That is the message you need to follow. Use that internal noise as your compass and take the step anyway. It's vital. Don't walk away from it. Walk into it. So the next time you feel that pull, that internal command telling you it's time to move, it's time to start that project or finally change your life, I want you to pay attention to what happens next. And what happens next when that knot forms in your stomach or your chest feels heavy, that noise in your head starts, right? It's trying to talk you out of it. Don't turn away. Turn into it. The physical discomfort is the marker. The ego only gets loud because you are close to growing. So when you hear that calling and your body starts to react, don't wait for that fear to leave. Don't wait for that ache to go away. That's what the ego wants. Check in. Recognize the signal for what it is. And then get up and do it. Whatever it is, just get up and do it. Your body is a measurement. If the path feels too comfortable, you aren't being stretched. But when you feel that friction, that is the message. That is the message you need to follow. Use that internal noise as your compass and take the step anyway. It's vital. Don't walk away from it. Walk into it. Thank you for being here. And thank you for choosing to do this work with me. This is the heart of phase 1 of the LAUGH method. Listening. Listening is difficult. We are learning together that listening isn't just the words that we hear in our ears, right? It's about the vibration in our bodies, the visions that we see when we are close to a goal and we close our eyes and we can see it, and the truth that lives beneath ego's chatter. This work is vital because it's how we move from just thinking about a better life to actually standing in one. We are waking up to a deeper understanding of who we are, and I am truly grateful for the energy and the time you bring to this space. I couldn't do this without you. If this message gave you the clarity you needed today, please hit the subscribe button and share this with someone else who is currently fighting their own resistance. This community is built by people like you who are willing to be seen and willing to share their journey. It's how we reach those who are still caught in the noise and help them finally shine. You've been watching this tree in me, the vision versus resistance, learning to move when the mind hesitates. I am Corey J. Riggs. I love you all. Be blessed.